season. Good morning and welcome to Football Sunday. Yes, indeedy, we are here today. A lineup like none other to kick off week one of the NFL season, including the Eagles visiting the Patriots, the Cowboys playing the Giants, the Jets and the Bills are going to battle it out today. It's going to be a great day of football. Actually, Jets and Bills battled out tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. Yes, sirree, we are live, and it is the first edition of the Grizz Sunday Football Show here on YouTube on GWF Entertainment. Yes, sirree, we are live. Are you ready? Are you fired up for some football? We are just a little more than 2 hours away from the opening games. The 1 o'clock schedule will be fun to watch indeed. So we'll go over that in a little bit here. Right now, let's dive right in. I want to talk about the fantasy side of these football games. Who will be the best picks for you on fantasy football today? I will tell you some sleepers. I will tell you some great picks. Let's start first with our quarterbacks. The number one pick for quarterback that I feel is a good pick for your fantasy team is the Philadelphia Eagles' Jalen Hurts. Hurts ranks number one as my quarterback pick for today. Take Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. If you don't want to take Jalen Hurts, here are some other options. Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears should be running up some yards today. He's a scrambler like Hurts. So Fields is my second quarterback pick. My third quarterback pick for today, Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. I think he's got a lot to prove today in the first game of the season. So Lamar Jackson is my third pick at quarterback for this football Sunday. So it goes Hurts, Fields, Jackson. There's your three quarterbacks. Good luck on that one. Let's move on to running back. Saquon Barkley. I want to put him at number one. Number one, Saquon Barkley. I also feel that Alvin Kamara would be another good option at running back. And the third pick in the running back is my sleeper. It will be Kenneth Gainwell. So there it is. Barkley at 1, Kamara at 2, Kenneth Gainwell with the Eagles at 3. There's your running backs. Moving along right away to wide receivers. Number 1 pick, Jamar Chase. Number 2, another top of the ladder wide receiver, Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. So there's two good wide receivers right there. You say, well, give me a third one. Okay, I'll give you a third one. A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like the Eagles are going to score a lot of points against the Patriots. That potent offense will come out and play today. So A.J. Brown is the third wide receiver today that I would take on my fantasy team. Now we shift over to tight end. Couple guys I like. Number 1, the Eagles' Dallas Goedert. Number 2, Seattle Seahawks' Will Dissly. They always seem to find Will Dissly for touchdowns. So Will Dissly is another pick at tight end. So you got Goddard and Dissly at tight end. Now, you ask, give me a couple flex players. So I will give them to you. Here they are. For flex, Pat Freiermuth, a tight end. He would be one guy I would look at. Another guy I would look at is Chase Claypool of the Chicago Bears at wide receiver position, but you could put him in as a flex. So there's two right there, Pat Freiermuth and Chase Claypool of the Bears. If you really want to gamble, take running back DeAndre Swift of the Philadelphia Eagles. He should be able to get you some fantasy points here today. So there it is. Your fantasy is done, over with. There it is. I gave you a list of players that you should take today. Go out there, make yourself some money. DraftKings has a free pick'em contest on DraftKings. You don't have to pay a dime. So let's recap one more time. At quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson. There's your three quarterbacks. Running backs, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, and Kenny Gainwell. There's your running backs. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and A.J. Brown. Tight ends, Dallas Goedert, and Will Disley. And as your flex picks, I'm giving you two: Pat Firemouth and Chase Claypool of the Bears. So now you have your fantasy taken care of. Let's go out there and win some contests today, okay? They're on DraftKings. Make it happen with your fantasy teams. It's free of charge. I am not here to promote DraftKings. I'm here to let you know you can get it for free on DraftKings. All right, so what defenses do I like today on fantasy? I would rank the 49ers as the number one defense out there. But don't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys defense. I think they're going to have a big game against the Giants. So you got the 49ers who are playing the Steelers. You got the Dallas Cowboys who are playing the Giants as the two defenses that I would recommend to take in your fantasy picks today. So you have your fantasy picks all laid out on the table for you now. I've given you a lot of options to take. You got 3 quarterbacks to pick from. I've given you 3 running backs to pick from. I've given you sleepers in that list. So here's your chance to go out there and make it happen. My number one sleeper, honestly, today I believe is Pat Freiermuth. My second sleeper is Chase Claypool of the Bears. They're going to get you points. Play these guys, okay? So we'll see what happens when these games kick off at 1 o'clock. My lock today is the Philadelphia Eagles money line over the Patriots. My second lock today is the Dallas Cowboys money line over the Giants. You want an over-under? I'll give you the over in the 49ers-Steelers game. Whatever you can get, take the over. I think points are going to be scored in that game. 49ers and Steelers, take the over today. That's what I'm telling you. So that should be a hell of a football game. Remember, they're all available now on YouTube. Yes, sirree. There is Mark. Welcome in. Claypool is definitely a sleeper. Yes, Claypool, as a former Steeler, was a hell of a player. I've been watching this guy's career, and I love Claypool today. I think he's going to rack up the points. I don't know how, but he will. I think the Bears are going to target him. I also feel Justin Fields, as I mentioned, at quarterback, is also going to be having a big game today. I feel like Fields is the guy you want as your quarterback that's a sleeper pick. Most people are going to take the big-time quarterbacks. Justin Fields is a sleeper pick at quarterback for fantasy today, okay? And he's not cheap on that. You know what? We're going to go. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I wasn't going to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's go in right now and tell you how much it's going to cost you for each player on DraftKings. We're going to go in-depth right now. So let's do that. Let's go in-depth right now and show you what it will cost you fantasy price on each player. So we're going to get a rundown here of all the players that you could draft for your teams today. So let's go and take a look right now and see what each quarterback is valued at, okay? Do or die season for Fields, Mark says, and you're a Bears fan, so you would know that. There you go, folks. All right, so let's go. Let's start at quarterback. Lamar Jackson will cost you $8,000, okay, out of your salary. Of course, they give you $50,000 free to play with on salary. So Lamar Jackson would cost you $8,000, okay? Everybody's going to take Lamar Jackson. Now, you look at the list here. Justin Herbert, Tualoga. You have Lawrence in Jacksonville. I'll tell you what. So we're going to go ahead and do a team right now. We're going to take Trevor Lawrence as our quarterback. He's a sleeper pick with Jacksonville, right? We go to wide receiver, right? So let's go down a list of wide receivers, what they're going to cost. $8,000 for Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill will cost you, actually it's a correction, $8,800, okay, for Jefferson. Let's see here. Tyreek Hill, $8,200 he'll cost you. Okay, $8,200 on fantasy for Tyreek Hill. Jamar Chase, who I highly pick, $8,100 for Jamar Chase. Devontae Adams of Las Vegas, $7,900 he'll cost you. A.J. Brown, who I gave you as one of my picks, $7,600 it will cost you. Allen of the Chargers, 7,300. Devontae Smith, 7,200. Jalen Waddle, 7,100. DJ Metcalf, 7,000. DeAndre Hopkins, Tennessee, 6,900. Higgins, 6,800. Cincinnati. Lockett of Seattle will cost you 6,700. Calvin Ridley of Jacksonville will cost you 6,500. So there you go, Calvin Ridley. Chris Olave from the Saints cost you 6,500. So he's a guy we're going to put on this team. Mike Evans of Tampa Bay will cost you 63. Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts will cost you 62. We're going to take him on this team. So we're doing a team just for this show's sake right now. We're doing a free team. So on the team, we have Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Chris Olave, and Michael Pittman as wide receivers, right? So I'm giving you a chance. If you take this team, you can take it for free. You can maybe win something. Another cheap wide receiver out there that I like today is Christian Kirk of Jacksonville, 5,600. We're going to take him. All right, so we've taken 3 wide receivers and a quarterback. Now let's turn to the running backs here. Let's go backwards. Running backs. The most expensive running back today that you can get, breaking news, Alvin Kamara is out, okay? Kamara is out. Jonathan Taylor is out for today's game, okay? So, because of that, I'm going to give you another pick at running back. Joe Mixon of Cincinnati. We're going to take him on our team. And we're going to go further down. And, I love Najee Harris also of the Steelers. So I'm giving you a couple more fantasy picks here. And we're going to take Miami's Raheem Mostert. Okay, Mostert cost us $5,400. So we're spending this money pretty quick here on this DraftKings team. Recapping: quarterback Trevor Lawrence, running backs Joe Mixon and Raheem Mostert, wide receivers Chris Olave, Michael Pittman Jr., and Christian Kirk. We have $13,000 left to spend. We go over to tight end. The sleeper I like for today's game at tight end, I'll tell you who I love today as a sleeper, Pat Freiermuth of Pittsburgh. So we're taking him for $4,100. Okay. Still got plenty of budget here. We've got $8,900 left on our budget, okay? Let's scoot over to defense, okay? On defense, we're going to go ahead and take the defense today of the Baltimore Ravens. Cost us $4,000. They're the top defense. We have $4,900 left to spend on a flex player, so who are we going to grab? Since we talked about Claypool, I'm thinking he might be the guy we get. Some other options, though. Brandon Ayuk of San Francisco. Smith Nigeria of Seattle, a rookie making his debut. So I'll tell you what, we're going to grab Smith Nigeria because he'll cost us $4,900. And there you go. We got our team. So we're going to enter that team for free on our DraftKings here. And there you have it. There's our team. We have our team. So, yeah, so Mark, you're still in the house. I don't know, it's telling me there's nobody here, but so we just made our lineup here. So this is the show lineup for this week of Grizz's Football Sunday. One more time, we'll recap this lineup for you. Trevor Lawrence, quarterback. Joe Mixon, Raheem Mostert, running backs. Olave, Pittman Jr., and Kirk, wide receivers. Freiermuth at tight end. Smith Nigeria at flex. And the Ravens defense. I'll let you know how they do. Later on, we'll do a recap of today. So there's your team, okay? So that's the Grizz Show Week 1 fantasy team. We're done with the fantasy stuff. Now let's talk about the games. Well, I'll tell you what. So there you go. No, there's no kicker. There's no kicker. In the free DraftKings, there is no kicker. You don't pick a kicker. They do not allow you to pick a kicker in that team. Nope, you're not allowed to. They don't use kickers in that game for some odd reason. It's only it's a flex player and defense. That's it. Yep. So they don't have kickers. Now you go to DraftKings, you can get it for free. It costs you nothing to play. So the prizes aren't the best prizes. If you want to get a big prize, you got to spend some money. But we're not going to spend money today. We're going to do the free ones. And just go that route. Try to win a couple bucks. You know what I mean? Just for fun. So. I have many fantasy teams going today. I do have a year-round fantasy team. We're going to talk about that team right now, actually. Thanks for asking about the kickers because let me go into that board here and see and tell you guys a little about my yearly fantasy team here that I picked. All right, so let's go to my fantasy team right now for the year. Pat Mahomes is my quarterback. Okay, I'll tell you that right off the bat. And now I'm going to tell you about the rest of my team. My running back today is Saquon Barkley. Okay, I already picked him on the show. David Montgomery is the second running back. He played the other night and scored 13.4 fantasy points. Okay, Debo Samuel, I'm sending him out there as a wide receiver. Deontay Johnson, another wide receiver, I'm sending out there today in my fantasy team. This is my year fantasy team now. Tight end, I'm sending Dallas Goedert to do the work today. As my flex player, I have Brandon Ayuk. So we're going to try for him today. Then on defense, I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints as my defense today. And Jake Elliott will be my kicker. Now, I do have the Bills defense I could play, but I'm not going to play them against the Jets this week. I'll play them maybe next week. Pat Freiermuth, I'm going to sit today. I'm not playing Freiermuth. I'm going for Dallas Goedert because he is my first pick at tight end today. So I'm going to sit Freiermuth here today in this year-round one. My backup quarterback is Anthony Richardson. I already played Mahomes this week. Kenny Gainwell is one of my running backs. Now, I could make the switch and gamble that Kenny Gainwell has a good day, okay? But Jake Elliott's my kicker. I think he's going to get an opportunity to kick today and score some points. So I'm going with Ayuk over Kenny Gainwell. And I think that's the best decision is to start Brandon Ayuk as my flex player. So that's what we're doing here. We'll see how the team plays, the week team. So there you go. There's a little insight of my yearly team rather than my weekly team, which you get to pick every week a new team. That's on DraftKings. Once again, you go to DraftKings Fantasy and you can pick your team. But my year team, there it was. I gave you a breakdown. I would love to make some trades in that thing, but so far those people ain't willing to trade. So I do have a lot of depth at wide receiver. I have two 49ers wide receivers in Samuel and Ayuk. But, I play Ayuk as a flex player. I believe one of those guys will have a big day against Pittsburgh. We'll see what happens. So, we will see what happens. So that is that. As we've reached the 11 o'clock hour here, so the show is officially on the air here on this Football Sunday. And I hope you guys are enjoying the show, and I hope you are using the players I'm giving you in fantasy today. I told you my locks are the Eagles and the Cowboys. I still think that the Steelers could beat the 49ers in a really good football game. We'll see what happens. The other picks now. Here are not my locks, but here are my other picks. I also gave you the over in the 49ers-Steelers game. I believe it'll go over. I see a high-scoring affair there. Even though I feel like the 49ers defense will do some things, they'll probably force a turnover at some point to get you to quick six. I just feel like the 49ers defense will get points, but at the same time, they're going to score a lot of points. Pittsburgh will score a lot of points against them. So, I don't know. They'll find a way to get those fantasy points for you, sacks or something. Because a young Pittsburgh quarterback will go down. There's no doubt about it. So, all right, let's talk about a few other games here. I feel like Washington at home is also a winner. That's money line again. I'm not playing the points on week one. I will not take the points on week one. I'm telling you, take the money line on week one. So that's that. Otherwise, we open up the chat room. Anything you want to share with the audience, now's your chance. I'll read your comments. So we'll open it up to you in the chat room here on week one. We have allowed 45 minutes for this broadcast here. It's scheduled. Gives me time to get ready for the, I watch the pregame shows on Sundays. So I'm going to be running the two screens effective as of noon. I'm plugging in the other screen about 10 of noon and getting ready to sit in for all football action all day long. So I have the Sunday ticket. Allows me to watch 4 on one screen, 4 on another screen. So I'll see 8 games in a 1 o'clock hour. Then the Eagles play in the 4 o'clock hour, so I'll focus on the Eagles for one screen. Bears or Packers? Too close to call. How about that? The Bears and Packers are too close to call. It really boils down if Justin Fields has the day that I think he'll have. If Justin Fields has a monstrous day, the Bears easily win that football game. If not, it's going to be a really close game. It's going to be close to call. So I don't have a feeling either side of that game. If I was picking a suicide pick, I would pick the Eagles today. I'm telling you. I really believe the Eagles win this football game outright. I don't know about the point spread. If I knew about the point spread, do you think I want to put $10,000 on it? If I really knew about it, of course I would. But I don't know, so I'm putting no money on that game. But I believe the Eagles will win the game. And like I said, Bears, Packers, too close to call. There's many games right now that are too close to call. Jets and Bills, too close to call. I mean, these games are going to be competitive football games, or they could turn out to be a blowout. We just don't know. So we're going to call them too close to call. That's the best way to say it. That just they're hard picks, you know. This week there's nothing really easy except for the Eagles over the Patriots and the Cowboys over the Giants. Yeah, Monday night game, Bills and Jets. Yes, that's the Monday night game, Bills and Jets. Tonight we'll see the Cowboys and Giants, and I really do believe the Cowboys will handle their business. I cannot see the Cowboys coming out week one and losing to the Giants. I just can't see it. I think the Cowboys have something to prove this year, so I'm going with the Cowboys once again to win that game outright. I'm not taking the point spread. I'm going outright with the Cowboys on that game. So I haven't put no money on any of these games, to tell you the truth. I just decided week one you don't spend no money. As the season goes on, maybe I'll put some money on something. But today, I'm putting no money on nothing. I'm sitting back enjoying Sunday Ticket, and that's the way I'm going to do it. So, how do I think Rodgers will do in debut? I think Rodgers is probably going to throw for about 300 yards. I feel like 3 touchdowns. Let's see, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let's see, what else do I feel is going to happen? No picks. He'll have no picks. He won't throw no interceptions. I feel like he knows the weapons that he has around him. I feel like Rodgers should do okay. I mean, I think he should do okay in his debut. I really believe that Aaron Rodgers will come out, you know, and show something in that game. I feel like it's going to be a very competitive football game between Jets and Bills. So, you know, the big question is, how do I feel about week one of this NFL show? I'll tell you what, I've advertised for it to go on to 11:45. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to be out of here before 11:30. I can already tell you that, the way the show's going. So we'll be out of here by 11:30. So, you know, it's week one of a new show. It's here on YouTube. We're trying this out, doing a live football talk, no phone calls on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, we did really well over on TikTok on Thursday night. But this week, the Eagles are playing the Vikings. So I'm not doing no TikTok during that game. So when the Eagles play, I'm zoned into the Eagles. That's it. I'm not going to be broadcasting during an Eagles game. Not during a regular season game. You know what I might do? I'm actually thinking about doing a Sunday wrap-up show, which basically the wrap-up show would come on the air around, probably during the Sunday night game. When the Dallas Giants game is on, I'll probably come live on TikTok. How about that? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll set it up 9 o'clock tonight. We'll come live on TikTok. How about that? We'll wrap up everything I've seen all day long, starting at 9 o'clock tonight on TikTok. That's what we'll do. So we'll be here on YouTube for the pregame every Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. Today I was a little early. I just, I was ready to go, and I was excited. It's week one, so I started a little early today. Starting next Sunday, it's the straight 11 a.m. start time for this broadcast, okay? 11 a.m., that's it, okay? We're doing it starting at 11 a.m. next Sunday. It's going to kick off the show straight up at 11 a.m. We hit the go live button. So tonight we'll be on TikTok at 9 p.m. talking about everything I've seen, what kind of surprises I thought there was. I told you I will be watching 2 screens for the 1 o'clock games. I'll be watching all 8 games on 2 screens here. I have a four on each TV. They have a split screen setup with the Sunday Ticket. I will give you the reviews of Sunday Ticket with YouTube week 1. So we'll do all that on TikTok at 9 p.m. tonight, okay? I might make a video discussing some of it too later today. We'll see. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a video. So I might throw a video up here on TikTok just talking about what I felt of week 1 as a whole, complete, the review of YouTube TV Sunday Ticket. Well, it's actually YouTube Sunday Ticket. I have YouTube TV because I needed a service provider. So I went ahead and bought the service for the YouTube TV. Plus, I purchased the Sunday ticket with Red Zone channel. So I have it all. So I'm going to have 8 games on, and I'll probably flick the Red Zone channel on. I want to see how they make that available. If they let me do the Red Zone channel as one of my screens, I'll probably pick the game that I'm least enjoying and throw on the Red Zone channel there. So let's see what happens. I will give you the recap of everything on how week 1 of YouTube Sunday Ticket goes. I'll give you the recap of the games, who I feel had a surprise performance, and who stunk to join out. Because I'm sure some quarterback today, some running back, some wide receiver, some kicker, some tight end, some defense is going to stink to join out today. Somebody's going to get blown out here in week 1. I'm telling you, it's not going to be something that we see coming early, though. We're not going to see it coming. We're going to be watching the game, and all of a sudden we're going to be in the third quarter of the game going, what? The score is what? I think somebody's going to score over 50 points today. I really do. I think one of these games you're going to see a 50 by one team over 50 points. I just feel like somebody out there is going to really play way past their means. You know what I'm saying? Some team is going to do it. So look for that today, okay? We'll see. What's the highest score in one game? Let's look for that. I think you'll see a game where they'll score a total 75 points easily. So we might have more than one game that goes 75. And we're going to start the little contest, too. We want you guys to come in the chat room and get involved, okay? So starting next week, I'm going to ask a question. You could come in the chat room and give me your answers. And the other way that you could enter the contest, you could send a comment after the show ends, a comment on the YouTube. You can leave a comment with your answers, okay? So I'll look for your answers throughout the day. I'll check the YouTube comments, and I get alerts when I get a comment anyway. So when I get your comments, I will look for what you think's going to happen. By the way, update. We now have 290 subscribers as of this morning. Thank you to all the subscribers for being part of the GWF Entertainment brand. We're brand new as GWF Entertainment. We're only about a couple weeks into it. We put a lot of wrestling on the air for you. We've thrown in a couple Madden streams for you. Here we are today with the first big-time live program of the Grizz's Football Sunday show, which I know is early for a lot of people at 11 a.m. Eastern. I know people on the West Coast are still in bed at 8 o'clock. The people in the Central, like Mark over here, it's only 10 o'clock. I get it. But if I went up at noon Eastern, and I'm up against what I watch on the pregame shows. So I like to watch and hear what these guys have to say. I love Terry Bradshaw's comments. I love my favorite pregame show is the Fox Football Sunday pregame show, okay? That's my favorite on television, okay? And that's the 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock time spot. CBS is my second favorite. I don't even watch the ESPN or anything like that. I only pay attention to the Fox and CBS pregame shows. But Bradshaw and Company is the best one, in my opinion. I wonder how much we're going to see Jimmy Johnson this year, because he's getting up there in years. I wonder if Jimmy Johnson's going to do as much as he used to do. That's something I'll look for during the Fox pregame show in just about 48 minutes from now. So, there are things I'll be looking for today. Like I said, I'll be looking for a lot of things in the games. I'll be, seeing how the YouTube TV and YouTube Sunday Ticket performs. So we have a lot of questions going into this football Sunday that will be answered in the next 2 hours, okay? So we'll know answers 2 hours from now. I might put a tweet out there letting everybody know what I think of the new YouTube Sunday Ticket. So on X, look for that. At Philly Beerman on X, I will put out the tweet telling you what I think about the YouTube Sunday Ticket. Either A, I'm a huge fan, or B, I'm disappointed. So let's see how it works with Red Zone Channel. I ordered Red Zone Channel this year for the first time. I didn't have it last couple years, so I got the Red Zone Channel back today for the first time in a couple years. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all breaks down, and we're going to have fun. So there you go, Mark, with the Go Bears. And we're hitting 11:13 here on the East Coast. I know we are definitely accelerated our timeline here. Like I said, And honestly, at this point, I feel like this football show has given you a lot of information. I packed a lot into it here for the last 25 plus minutes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to end this thing early today. But I promise you, there is more content coming, either a video here on YouTube or tweets. Of course, I promise you tweets over on X. So follow at Philly Beerman on X. I thank everybody for subscribing to GWF Entertainment. And for now, I'm going to have to say, enjoy your football Sunday, folks. That's it for week 1. Let's put it in the can. Peace. We'll see you later.